the question was asked, is there evidence for reincarnation? And are we actually the reincarnation of past memories? This is a very interesting question and is now being looked at in many ways, from evidence of reincarnation in little children who remember previous lives to a theoretical model of how memory is stored and recycled. So even though the vast majority of neuroscientists who are brought up in a materialistic paradigm believe that memories are stored in the brain, you can ask any neuroscientist if there is any evidence of how and where memories are stored at a cellular level. In other words, as chemicals, then the answer is there are no chemical traces of memory at the cellular level. This remains a dilemma. I asked to my friend Rudy Tanzi the other day, with whom I'm writing Superbrain, that he should ask his colleagues where memory is stored in the brain at a cellular level, or how it is stored. And it remains an unanswered question from a materialistic point of view. However, there is now a theoretical framework for looking at memory not stored in a chemical trace in the brain, but stored in a consciousness field that transcends space and time, what Eastern wisdom traditions have called the Akashic field, or what many Western scientists have called the zero-point energy field, or perhaps even the quantum vacuum. However, memories do not get stored as memories, but as potential forms for memories. Just like an atom is a potential mathematical form till measured, so too memories exist as potential probability waves in a possibility field till actualized in the brain. Just like when you switch on your TV, before you switch it on with your remote control, there's no program, but once you switch it on, it's there. So if I asked you, what did you have for dinner last night? That memory is not in your brain till you have the intention, and that's switching on the remote control, which is called intention in the consciousness field, that takes that probability wave and then actualizes it as a space-time event, or a synaptic firing in the brain, which is the correlate of the memory. And then of course you can experience images, sounds, taste, textures, all of that, which again poses a big problem for neuroscientists, but there's no explanation for the experience of qualia that you have when you remember something. So if I ask you, do you remember the house you lived in as a teenager, and you have the image, you can't really explain how that image comes about. Or if I ask you to remember the voice or the sound of the voice of somebody who loves you, and you hear it in your consciousness. If I ask you to remember the taste of strawberries, then you hear that, you taste that, and there's no explanation for that. And the only explanation is that consciousness actually is a possibility field that actualizes as qualia, which are forms of consciousness within consciousness. And that's exactly how memories are stored. There are many kinds of memories. So I learned how to ride a bicycle when I was a teenager. The body that learned how to ride the bicycle is not the body that's riding the bicycle right now, even though I had not, let's say, I had not ridden a bicycle for 20 years, and now I ride a bicycle because I remember. I go ice skating, even though I learned it as a child and I can do it now, or swimming. The body that learned that is not the body that's doing that. Every molecule has been replaced, and that includes the molecules of the brain. So once you realize that the body is an activity, and that you don't have the same body you have today that you had 1 year ago, then where is memory in a constantly transforming body? So my friend Rupert Sheldrake, who's written a book called Science Set Free, says memories are probably stored in fields of morphic resonance. His theory is that resonance across space-time is basically patterns of vibratory activity in self-organizing systems, and these include habits of crystallization, protein folding, and many self-organizing self-organizing systems in nature. But all of nature is self-organizing. Here's another example. You have a caterpillar that becomes an adult moth or a butterfly. So in between, it goes through a stage where it's a chrysalis and a pupa, where the entire body dissolves into a mush, and then self-organization takes place, and a new creature emerges. The adult moth of a caterpillar is not the same creature. Not a single cell is the same. And yet you can condition a caterpillar to a certain smell and a toxic stimulus, for example, and it'll remember that, even though it has incarnated literally into a new creature. So here's my conclusion. Memories do recycle themselves as biological organisms. In fact, the whole universe recycles itself and evolves to a higher expression of creativity through reincarnation. The universe is constantly reincarnating into new forms and phenomena, and so are we. And we are the recycling both of personal memory, collective memory, and cosmic memory. And that memory exists as potential memory in the Akashic field, and it is the intention of both the person, the collective psyche, and the universal consciousness that causes this reincarnation. We are part of a matrix, and the matrix contains personal, collective, and universal memories, and we are in a cosmic journey of reincarnation, and this is the soul's journey through cosmic time, so that we can ultimately discover our true nature. This is how we reincarnate.